Myanmar, a country torn by civil war. Following the military coup in February 2021, nationwide protests erupted, escalating into armed resistance and ongoing conflict.
The conflict in Myanmar has been long-standing, and this has been evolving over the past several years. But the new wave of conflicts that actually happening started back in 2021 when the coup happened, and then the military took over the countries once again. And because of this conflict, as a result, what happened was that there are a large number of people gathering together to protest against the junta. But as a result, the junta used military weapons as a means to suppress the protesters.
Millions took to the streets for peaceful protests, but the response turned deadly.
UN human rights officials say at least 18 protesters killed, dozens wounded, chaotic scenes in hospitals as medical teams race to treat the injured.
Millions of people have lost their homes due to the ongoing conflict. Between 1 and 2 million have fled the country, while approximately 6 to 7 million remain internally displaced.
Many of the people, including government officials, including students, professionals, they flee the countries and then become refugees or even internally displaced persons within Myanmar and also cross into Thailand and some other neighboring countries of Myanmar.
That's why today, at the Cologne International Forum in November 2024, researchers from Germany, Cameroon and Thailand come together as part of the Conflict-Induced Displacement Research Cluster to present their findings on forced migration in Myanmar and Cameroon, looking at how displaced communities build resilience and what role research can play in supporting them.
Most of the time when we talk about these people, it's from the perspective of the policies and so on and so forth, but not actually from the longitudinal studies of their livelihoods and situation on the ground. So for that reason, we lost touch with the realities or the extent of the situations that should have been known. So for this reason, ethnographic study becomes something that's very important because of that provide room for the investigation and also the studies that would take life and agencies of these people into considerations, and that really allow us to make meaningful understanding about the situations that can be derived as theoretical patterns or even behavioral interventions programs to help supporting these people.
So for me, I feel that the student can have the positive impact for the way of the work, especially they have their passionate.
I'm not even aware about what time people are supposed to stay indoors in the English-speaking regions.
I believe that students can have a positive impact. For instance, I have one master student, Sue, who are working with the issue of gender and intersectionality.
I work along Thailand and Myanmar border, mainly as my fieldwork. In my research, I mainly focuses on identifying the structural marginalization through the intersectionality framework of the displaced population and how to strengthen their resilience through different sectors and see their agency alongside it. In the field that I work with, all 6 of the first SDG goals are already involved. No poverty, no hunger, quality education, healthcare, etc., etc. And the previous part of the research cluster project, we were focusing more on the labor market integration, which is more of like work opportunities and economic growth. But then basically as a student, a scholar, and linked to the universities, in a broader sense, we work more on building the stronger institutions and partnering to achieve the sustainable livelihoods for the marginalized communities in general.
For me, when the student doing the work, it's not only finding academic information, but it's also linking themselves with the people. And for me, when the student dealing with the issue and doing data collection in their fieldwork, the people that they work, but the student themselves has been empowering. Empowering is considered as the educated process, so we can see it as a process that not only getting information, but being empowered, being understand. And so for me, I'm more with the idea of knowledge co-production. The knowledge never come from scientific work all the time, but it's come from ordinary people, it's come from the local wisdom, it's come from the people at the bottom.
As a student and having access to higher education, it already is a very privileged position. I feel a huge responsibility on my shoulders. And yeah, basically in general, all of the students, all of the scholars, we have a voice, a very powerful voice as that. We are considered scientists as well. So the data and information that comes from us are scientifically driven, and that can inform a lot of institutions, a lot of policymakers, a lot of social workers in general. So we basically are making voice for the voiceless and helping marginalized communities to step higher from the forgotten position that they are in.